Hello, welcome to Float and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and for this practice, you'll want to grab a couple of yoga blocks, a strap, a blanket, a pillow. And let's start in a comfortable seat. Here is an excerpt from the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali from Book 2, Sutra number 52. The benefit of pranayama is the breathing practices of yoga, is that we destroy the veil that covers the inner light. The mind is a veil of woven of thoughts. It has no substance by itself. Pranayama indirectly helps us understand the oneness, the never changing one, because it removes the veil and the mind becomes fit for concentration. So that's going to be a focus in today's practice, is using our breath work, different techniques of breathing, and that's going to also lead us in our guided meditation at the end. So find a way to sit in which you can feel the bottom of your pelvis pressing downward through the left and right sides. Your spine can lift up more easily. Rest your hands where it helps you to ground or connect to your physical body. And maybe even close your eyes as you let the body be still. Taking a moment to sense whatever sensations are present in your body right now. Then notice the quality of the breath without changing it, just as it is. Let the way that your body is breathing awaken you to your energetic state, your mental and emotional state, sensing what you feel in this deeper layer. And then let the breath deepen as you inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhaling a little bit slower, this time holding the breath in at the top for a few seconds. And then exhaling just as slowly, holding the breath at the bottom for a few seconds. And on your own, try that again. And as you hold the breath, be mindful to relax the body. Holding the breath in or out in Sanskrit is called kumbhaka. Our mind state is directly related to how we breathe. When we're in moments that stress response is triggered in our nervous system, the breath automatically starts to change. Might start to speed up and become shallow, might rise only to the chest, not to the belly. As we take the reins of our breath, we can help to take the reins of our mind. Let's begin setting the intention for your practice. Maybe you join your palms to meet at your heart. Is there one aspect of your life that you can pinpoint in which you're seeking to create a shift of some kind? And then open up to the bigger picture here. Call to mind somebody that you care about, or a cause that's important to you, or whatever you consider divine. Consider offering this practice to that. And let's open space, creating resonance through our voices by chanting 3 ohms, honoring the silence at the end of each ohm. Inhale deeply. Start to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, keeping the lips closed if that's available for you to do. We're going to begin the practice of bellows breath, or Bhastrika Pranayama, known to help cleanse the lungs and clear the clouds of the mind. Notice how it directly affects you when you practice it. So instead of using a timer today, I'm going to have you count your own breaths, counting the exhalations. So we'll take 2 cycles of 30 exhalations. And bellows breath, think of your lungs and belly like a bellow, like an accordion. You inflate it deeply with an inhale, and then you exhale just as deeply, sort of like this. So using the diaphragm, fully expanding your lungs and belly. Now there's a kriya, or a physical movement, that goes with bellows breath, and that's where you bend your elbows apart to the height of your relaxed shoulders. Hands are like fists, and as you breathe in, you straighten your arms up, spread the fingers apart, and as you breathe out, you rebend the elbows and refist the hands like this. So remember, you're counting your own 30 cycles of breath. Then we'll pause for a few seconds, just feel into the effects, and then we'll enter the second round together. You're counting your own 30 cycles of breath. So prepare, bending the elbows apart. And if you want to keep your eyes closed, you might steady your gaze inward at your third eye center, area of the pineal gland, center of the forehead. Let's begin. Inhale and count your 30 exhales. When you finish the 30, rest for a moment, breathing naturally. And as you're ready, prepare for the last 30 and begin. Relax when you finish. Breathing naturally, observe. Then slow your breath down again. Begin to practice Ujjayi Pranayama, which means victorious breathing technique. So keeping the lips closed, inhale, exhale slowly and evenly while you softly narrow or constrict the back of your throat, inviting a gentle whispering sound. Tune into that sound as a way to focus your mind in the present moment and to gauge that you're breathing calmly, sustained, and evenly. So keep that sound rhythm going, your Ujjayi breath, and let's come into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, begin to pedal your feet out. Shift your body in any way that you may need. Maybe shaking the head, maybe even lifting a leg and circling it at the hip, if that feels opening for you. Staying aware of your breath. Downward facing dog, step your feet forward about a foot, shorter stance, so they're closer to your hands. Then separate your feet about mat width apart, keeping your feet parallel. Let's prepare for our first spinal twist here. You might opt to place your left hand on a block at its lowest height for accessibility. Otherwise, keep the left hand on the floor, cross your right hand to catch hold of your outer left calf or ankle. Press your right heel into the ground. Feel your two hips evenly facing forward. Keep your pelvis as still as possible and begin to turn your chest to the left. Looking under your left armpit towards the ceiling, drop your head and soften your neck. Let's take a few breaths here. Spiraling the rib cage, but firming your outer hips towards the midline, trying to keep the pelvis still so we're not focusing on twisting at the lower back. 2 more breaths. Place your right hand in front of you on a block or the floor and cross the left hand to catch your outer right calf or ankle. Root your left heel into the earth. Feel your 2 hips balanced, facing forward, and then turn your chest to the right. Look under your right armpit towards the ceiling, and then relax your neck and jaw. Full breaths, in and out through the nose. Now set your left hand on the floor again and walk up to the front of your mat so that your feet are hips width apart and parallel to each other. Place your hands on blocks in front of your feet or on the ground. As you inhale, stretch your chest through your upper arms and glide the shoulders down your back. Imagine creating a flat back here as you firm the belly in. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over your legs. Uttanasana. Here we go to the breath. Press with your fingertips and inhale, stretch your spine forward. Keep leaning forward as you exhale to fold. Again, inhale, rise forward. Exhale, fold. Press down through your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward, rising all the way to stand. Roll your shoulders behind your ears and down and create a little back bend so that underneath your shoulder blades, you're tilting the chest up, but stretching the tailbone down to the ground right between the heels, slightly firming in the belly. Take another deep breath as you lift the heart and gaze. Exhale, join your hands to meet at your heart, Padasana. Let's prepare to flow to the breath in Sun Salutation C, Surya Namaskar C. On your next inhale, sweep your arms forward and again, coil your chest up into a light back bend. Exhale, fold over your legs. Place your fingertips on blocks or the floor. Inhale, step your left knee back. Looking up, kneeling lunge. Hold your breath as you step to plank pose. Then exhale, lower your knees, your chest, sticking the tailbone up, then your chin, Ashtangasana. Inhale, slide your belly to the ground and roll the shoulders back into Cobra pose. Exhale, tuck your toes and lift your hips back to Downward Dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, lower your back knee and look up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and roll the shoulders back into a back bend again. Exhale, your hands together at your heart. One more, second side. Inhale, your arms up, coil the chest up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, step the right knee back, look up. Hold your breath and step to plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide your belly to the ground, Cobra pose. Exhale, lift your hips, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, lower your back knee, look up. Exhale, step your left foot forward and fold. Inhale the arms forward, rise into a back bend. Exhale to your heart center. Starting Surya Namaskar A, inhale the arms forward and coil the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press your blocks or the floor, lengthen forward. Exhaling, walk to plank and glide forward. Slowly lower through Chaturanga Dandasana, hugging the elbows close to your ribs. This time, choose Cobra or Upward Facing Dog as you breathe in. Exhale, lift your hips back. Downward facing dog. Let your body be still for 3 slow breaths. Tune into the quality of your breathing here. Listen to the balance in in-breath and out-breath. After your 3rd exhale, walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat. There, inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, standing in a back bend, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to your heart, Padasana. Twice more, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Press with your fingertips. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. This time walk to plank or float into Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or upward dog as you breathe in. Exhale, downward dog, pause there for 3 deep breaths. Refocusing on your breathing. When you finish the 3rd exhale, walk or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Coil the chest up. Exhale to your heart center. Last one, inhale, arms forward. Roll the shoulders back and down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Walk to plank or float to Chaturanga. Continue through your vinyasa. Ending in downward dog for 3 breaths. After the 3rd exhale, walk or float to the top. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Roll the shoulders back, look up. Exhale to your heart. Let's begin Sun Salutation B for 2 continuous rounds. Bring your feet together, bend your knees together. Inhale, sit low in chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Step or float back. Take it through your vinyasa. From downward facing dog, inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale, step the foot beside your right thumb, spin the back heel down and face forward. Inhale, rise up to warrior 1. Ride your exhale to Chaturanga and continue your vinyasa. When you arrive at downward dog, inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale the foot beside your left thumb, lower your back heel. Face forward, inhale, rise, warrior 1. Ride the exhale down into your vinyasa. Downward facing dog, pause for 3 breaths. Recenter on the quality of the breath. When you finish hearing the end of the 3rd exhale, walk or float to the top. Bring the feet together. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees together. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to the heart as you rise, Padasana. Last round of Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, sit into Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Take it through your vinyasa. From downward facing dog, inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, step it forward, back heel down. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, lower into your vinyasa. Downward dog, take it through the second side on your own. Follow your breath pace. When you get back to downward dog, 3 breaths, pause. Adho Mukha Svanasana. At the end of the 3rd exhale, walk or float to the top. Inhale, lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Feet together, knees together. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, rise up, Padasana. Pause here, maybe close the eyes and allow a few breaths to sense your physical body, your energetic state, and your mental, emotional being, just like we did at the start. Then bring your awareness back to slowing down the breath and listening to it. Separate your feet here, hips width apart, parallel. Bring your hands to your hips. Roll your shoulders back and down, and inhale, look up. Hinging from your hips, exhale to fold. Here, lifting your toes, slip your palms face up underneath the soles of your feet. In Padahastasana, stretching your outer wrists. Feel free to bend your knees any amount you need in order to let your toes touch the inner creases of your wrists. As you inhale, lift your chest and press it through your upper arms as you lengthen your spine forward. Keep reaching forward and exhale, fold. Bend the elbows apart if possible while dropping your head completely. Might even softly shake and nod your head a few times here, loosening your neck as you lift the shoulders up away from your neck. Give it another 3 breaths. Slip your palms out from underneath and place your blocks on their tallest height to frame your outer heels. Then bring your hands to your hips, pointing the elbows up. Inhale, lead with your chest to rise all the way to stand. Then step your left foot back 2/3 as far as you did in Warrior One, keeping both legs straight and both feet on the floor. With both hips facing forward, firm the front muscles of your thighs and keep your right hand on your right outer hip. Raise your left arm up, draw in the navel, hug the bottom front ribs in, and relax the shoulders down. Ground through your feet and rise taller through your spine. Breathe in. Now keeping this right hip slightly back, so hips stay even, exhale, begin to lean your spine down the midline of your mat, parallel to the floor. Place your left hand either on the left side of your front foot on a block or the floor, or on the right side of your front foot on a block or the floor. As you tack the right hip back, feel that they're both even. You might even place a block right across the lowest part of your lower back to sense that your hips are even. As you exhale, turn your chest to the right into your spinal twist. Then raise your right arm up, entering revolved triangle pose, or Parita Trikonasana in Sanskrit. Breathing in, root down to your feet. Spread your toes so they're not gripping the mat, but energize your legs. Stretch the spine forward, drawing the shoulder blades down your back. Breathing out, firm your outer hips towards your midline, and continue to open your chest to the right side, maybe even towards the ceiling. Last 3 breaths. Now look down at your right foot. If you have a block balancing on your lower back, set it down. Place your 2 blocks at the top there. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Bring your hands to your hips, point the elbows up. Inhale, rise. Let's switch sides. Step the right foot back 2/3 as far as you did in Warrior One, dropping the heel, keeping both legs straight and both hips facing forward. Raise your right arm up and inhale, stretch the spine as you root down through your feet. Hug in the front ribs and lengthen your spine forward towards parallel to the floor and tracing the midline of your mat. Keep your two hips balanced as you lower the right hand, maybe on the right side of your front foot. Good place to start, perhaps using a block. Otherwise, on the left side of your front foot. Now, as you tack the left hip back, root down through your feet and stretch your spine again a little more down the center line of your mat, shoulders down the back. Keep your hips still, maybe using a block to balance across the lower back here. Exhale, twist to the left, turning your chest, raise your left arm up, revolve triangle pose, Parita Trikonasana. Each inhale, root down through your feet and stretch your spine further forward. Each exhale, hug your outer hips towards the midline and turn your chest to the left. Now, using your left hand that's reaching up towards the sky, open the front of your left shoulder. Last 3 breaths. Remove the block if it's bouncing on your lower back. And this time, let's step back to downward facing dog. Downward dog, inhale, glide forward into the top of a push-up plank pose. Exhale, lower halfway down by gliding forward first. Hug the elbows to your ribs and pause. Remember, you can place the knees down, hold it here, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift the belly, draw the shoulder blades back. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Sphinx pose, slide the forearms to the floor until your elbows land right under your shoulders as you lift your chest. Let's prepare for 2 active back bends. We'll start by interlacing the fingers behind the lower back, keeping the legs straight for bound locust pose. And then you could choose to stay there or transition from there into bow, in which you bend the knees and catch hold of your feet. So we'll take this first round for a total of 5 to 10 deep breaths, your count. Begin by lowering your forehead to the floor. Reach your hands behind your lower back to clasp or hold a strap between. Press your heels towards the back wall to lift your legs off the ground straight. Then stretch the knuckles of your hands towards your heels to coil your chest up. Look on the ground ahead and lengthen the back of your neck. Sense the quality of your breathing. Stay here or bend the knees and catch hold of your outer feet, good place to start, or inner feet, deeper sensation. Kicking the feet back, pull them towards your glutes, lifting your knees. Keep your knees no wider than your hips apart. Dropping the shoulder blades. Remember, total of 5 to 10 breaths. Rest when you're done. So locust pose in Sanskrit is Shalabhasana, and bow pose is Dhanurasana. When you lower to rest, you might make a pillow out of your forearms to rest your forehead. 3 deep breaths into the belly and out through the mouth. Into the belly, out through the mouth. 1 more. Press up to hands and knees and slide your legs in front of you for our last active back bend, which will be your choice of bridge pose or upward facing bow. So you can opt to place the skinny width of a block right between your knees here. If you've got any sensitivity in your back, it offers more stability in there. Have your feet apart, hips distance, or if you have a block, as wide apart as your knees, and see that your feet are parallel. Then lie down slowly, activating core muscles by taking your time to lower onto your back. When your head meets the ground, Bring the arms down by your sides and slide your feet back until you could almost touch the heels with your fingertips. Just almost. And then for bridge, raise the pelvis, walk the upper arms under, maybe clasp the hands. For upward bow, lift the arms, bend the elbows up, and flip the palms face down alongside your ears, making sure the elbows stay no wider than shoulders width apart. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. If you're going into upward bow, lift the hips first. Actively stretch the front of your thighs forward, then bring the crown of your head to the floor. Shoulders down the back, press off your hands. 5 to 10 breaths in total. So whether you're in bridge or upward bow, spiral your inner thighs slightly towards the ground and continue to stretch your tailbone forward towards the space between your knees while activating your hamstrings. That's the feeling, as if you're dragging your heels back towards your glutes. Don't actually move your feet. Slowly lower onto your spine when you're finished with either Setu Bandha Sarvangasana bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana upward bow. And once you're on your back, let your knees drop side to side, windshield wiping your shins. Inhale through the nose, fill up the belly. Let it go through the mouth. 2 more. Then bring your knees to the outsides of your ribs and rock a little bit more, side to side or forward and back. Entering the yin portion or restorative portion of our practice. Turn over to one side or rock forward and rise to sit. We're going to continue our twisting here with a restorative twist, placing a pillow to trace the midline of your mat right up against the front edge of the mat. Have blocks and blankets nearby within reachable distance just in case you'll want more props. Then have a seat with your right hip flush against the back edge of the pillow, extending both legs straight towards your left wall. Keep your right leg there and slide your left leg down the midline of your mat towards the rear wall, creating an L shape out of your legs. Place your hands to frame the left and right sides of the pillow and turn your chest completely to face the front of your mat, adjusting your pelvis and legs comfortably. You might slightly swivel the right hip back. You might bend the knees. Then begin to lower your belly onto the pillow. And if it feels too far away to lower onto, that's where you might elevate the front part of the pillow underneath to create an incline. Or you might place a blanket on the pillow or add a second pillow, making it higher. So adjust the props so that you can comfortably rest into them and let go of any effort of holding your body up in this pose. And once you've found that comfortable place of stillness, begin to count slow, deep breaths, 20 rounds on your own. You finish at your own pace, no rush, full integrity in the breath. When you finish your 20 counts, slowly begin to press the ground with your hands and lift your head, lift your torso. Coming up to sit, leave the props where they are and turn to face the rear of your mat, extending both legs in front of you in stick pose or dandasana. Allow a few breaths here to just let your spine unravel from the twist and to give you feedback through sensations. Tune into the breath. Keep your right leg where it is. Slide your left leg to your left side so that it's facing the right wall, creating an L shape out of your legs. Now with your left hip flush against the back edge of the pillow, place your hands again to frame the left and right sides of the pillow. Turn your chest completely to face the front of your mat, adjusting your pelvis and legs so you can comfortably do so. Then begin to lower your belly, adjusting your props as needed so that you can lie down as effortlessly as possible, completely leaning into the props. And once you find that comfortable position to be still in, begin to count 20 slow, balanced breaths. Taking your time, when you finish counting 10 slow breaths, begin to press the ground away and gently lift your body up, returning to stick pose, sitting upright with your legs extended in front of you. Observing how you feel here, body, mind, breath. You're going to set up for Baddha Konasana or bound angle pose with the support of props. So bend your knees apart and bring the soles of your feet together. And notice if the back automatically wants to round. That can indicate tightness in the hip flexors, in which you might find it useful to sit up on a folded blanket, adjusting the thickness of it so that your hips are higher than your knees, allowing the knees to more comfortably drop open. Now from here, you may want to set up blocks in front of you. And you can also decide your variation of bound angle pose. One variation is to have the heels as close to the pelvis as possible. Another variation is to have the heels as far away from the pelvis as possible, but keeping the feet together. You'll notice that it targets different areas of your hips and outer thighs. So see what you're needing. Experiment with both. And then decide how you want to set up your other props. Now, I like to have blocks tilted on my inner ankles here. 1 block, 2 block, depends on how far you'll go into the forward fold. You can also put pillows. You can put a big pillow and place blocks under the farthest end of the pillow like this. So it's like an incline. You can bear hug the pillow, maybe place another block under your forehead so you can lie face down. So be creative with what you have around you. Root down your left and right sitting bones, lift up through the center of your spine, roll the shoulders back and down, keeping your throat open here. Honor the natural space between your chin and chest. Begin to hinge forward from your hips. Breath by breath, finding to which extent you can still keep the throat open. The back might round a little bit, and that's okay. Just as long as it's not causing strain in the breath or tension, a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders. And then once you've landed your head on the prop height you need, relax your arms, soften your shoulders, and begin to count 30 deep breaths, slow and steady, focusing on your breathing. When you finish your 30 counts of breath, take your time to press the ground and slowly lift from your chest, rising to sit. Set the block aside and extend your legs forward for some gentle movement. You might roll out your feet, you might point and flex your toes, you might roll the thighs inward and outward, windshield wiping your feet. Maybe even gently circle the head. Roll out the shoulders, stretch the arms, few breaths. We're about to prepare to practice more pranayama. Now tuning into the subtle energy body even more. This particular pranayama we've practiced several times before also helps to activate ajna chakra, pineal gland, third eye center, brow center, center of intuition, clarity. We talked about removing the veils of the inner light through pranayama in the beginning of our practice. And this breathing technique is alternate nostril breathing. Nodi Shodhana pranayama with kumbhakas, with holds. So find a way to sit for our breathing practice. We'll go into meditation. We'll go into Shavasana. And then we'll continue into seated meditation. So you might elevate your pelvis on a block or a pillow. You might sit with the legs crossed or Virasana, hero's pose, toes pointed back. Evenly ground your sitting bones, lift up through the center of your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Opening your throat, lift through the back of your skull and neck. So when you're practicing pranayama, it's important to have a posture of sitting just like you would in meditation that doesn't distract the mind nor inhibit the flow of the breath. So you're upright, alert, open, and at ease. Rest your left hand on your lap. You might bring thumb and first finger to touch with a palm face down if you're looking for groundedness. Palm face up for uplifting energy. I like to practice pran mudra, which is like a peace sign. Index and middle fingers are stuck together and the palm is face up on the lap. Pran mudra cultivates vital energy. The right hand is in Vishnu mudra, in which you stick out your right thumb, pinky finger, and ring finger. We'll be breathing slowly and gently through the nose, making sure you're not forcing the breath out or in. You don't want to hear loud breathing. You want very subtle, smooth, long breaths. And then we're going to use the right thumb to close the right nostril whenever we inhale or exhale through the left nostril. We're going to use the right pinky and ring finger to close the left nostril whenever we inhale or exhale through the right nostril. Alternate nostril breathing. And when we breathe in, I'll count for 6. We'll hold the breath, that's the kumbhaka, for 3 counts. And we'll breathe out for 6 counts. And we'll hold the breath, kumbhaka, another 3 counts. Let's begin. Close your eyes and steady your inner gaze at Ajna chakra, your brow center. Perhaps imagining the color indigo. Close the lips and empty this breath through the nose. Hold it out. Cover your right nostril with your right thumb. Inhale through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in for 3, 2, 1. Close the left nostril. Exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in, 3, 2, 1. Cover right, exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it out, 3, 2, 1. Second round, inhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover left, exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover right, exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Third round, inhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover left, exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Cover right, exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Round 4. Inhale left for 6. Hold for 3. Cover left, exhale right for 6. Hold for 3. Inhale right for 6. Hold for 3. Cover right, exhale left for 6. Hold for 3. Take the last cycle on your own. Exhaling through the left nostril is the end after holding the breath. When you finish, place both hands in the same mudra of your choice and sit with your experience in the moment, breathing naturally. Notice your direct experience with this particular pranayama. Notice the effect on your mental state, the effect on your thoughts. Notice if you might have a feeling of spaciousness or clarity. Moving very slowly, and you might keep your eyes closed, continue to cultivate the feeling tone that you're experiencing, not to rush or move abruptly. Take your time lying down, placing your body in a position in which you can be still for 5 minutes of rest. In corpse pose, Shavasana. Carrying the effects of Nadi Shodhana Pranayama with you as you lie down and as you continue to let the breath flow naturally. As you continue to rest in Shavasana, lying still, honoring your inner space that you've been cultivating through this practice, this ability to be in stillness, to not resist what's in the present moment. Sense what's here again in your physical being, in the breath as it is, in the mind. Then take your time beginning to move your body very slowly, very gently. Nothing abrupt that can disturb the nervous system. Take your time, maybe turn over to your right side and pause for a moment. Then press the ground as you're ready and rise into a comfortable seat again. And now we've already started the meditation practice as we began that breathing technique of alternate nostril. Now continue to sit in a way that allows you to be alert, to feel at ease, and to feel open, lifted through the crown, lifted through the heart center. And as you continue to allow your body to breathe naturally, no need to control the breath here. Place your attention where you sense the presence of the breath the most. Maybe you feel it coming in and out through your nostrils. Maybe there's a slight rise and fall at your chest. Maybe you feel the belly moving in and out or elsewhere. And landing your attention in that one spot in your body in which you detect the breath the most. Continue to let the body just breathe. No need to change it. Observe with detail the experience of the breath beginning to come in, expanding, the end of that expansion. Sense the details where the breath begins to exit, the sustained release, and the bottom where the breath has emptied. Again, no need to change how you're breathing. Just let it come naturally. But can you be more aware of the details of each part of the breathing process? Being so engaged in it as if it were your experience for the first time. Beginner's mind. If your attention starts to wander away from the breath, as soon as you notice that your attention has wandered, let it give you permission to come back to observing the breath. Let it be a reminder to come back. We're training the mind to focus in the present moment. Let your attention be so absorbed in the breath, as if you were watching a movie that you're completely engaged in. So engaged in that it becomes effortless to pay attention to it. There might be a sound that passes in your background or someone starts speaking, but you're so engaged in the movie of your breath that you're still here in the present moment. Sense the qualities of this breath: pace, depth, texture, if you can feel that. No need to analyze it with your mind, just sense the qualities. Now begin to release your awareness to your physical body as a whole. Rather, expand your attention to the space around your physical body. And you might keep your eyes closed a little bit longer if they are closed. Perhaps bring your palms together, your heart. As we close this practice, feel into something that you're grateful for right at this moment. And with that feeling of gratitude, remember your intention that you clarified for yourself for this practice and beyond. By remembering it, you replant the seed and strengthen its existence in your subconscious mind. And now recall to whom or what you dedicated this practice to. And let's close with one chant of Om. Inhale deeply. Om. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.